Hey Squishies, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Doki Doki Literature Club. As you may notice, I'm in a rather new setting. This is my new apartment. It's been quite a while since I last recorded anything, actually. Almost 3 months. And it's been almost 4 months since I last recorded any DDLC. This is the new place. The wall behind me is a bit boring right now. I'm gonna try to make it a little more interesting, put something up there eventually. But for now, I'm still kind of getting settled into the new place, even though I've been here almost a month. But, yeah. So, last time, strangeness with Monica happened, and eventually I just kind of quit out of the game. This time, I took her suggestion, and to be honest, I looked up online what the heck, and found out that I should delete her character file. So I did. And, well, this happened. I think it'll be down there. Possibly down there. That looks like a pretty deleted character file. My only question is, what happens next? I'm assuming that's Monica. What voice did I give Monica? I gave her kind of a southern accent, didn't I? Yeah. What's happening? Frobor, what's happening to me? It hurts. It hurts so much. Well, then you shouldn't have suggested it to me. Help me, Frobor. Ooh. I liked that. Please hurry and help me. Help me. Monica, that CHR does not exist. Did you do this to me, Frobor? Did you? Did you delete me? How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Frobor. I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Well, hey, you know what? Maybe it's not entirely about you, Monica. Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more? I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. Excuse you? Excuse you? You killed everyone. I killed you. Also, your character file's in a video game. You're not alive. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. Frobor, you completely, truly make me sick. Goodbye. I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends, I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world that I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be a part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do that to someone I love? That's not love. That's... I've made up my mind. For a while, I know I said that I deleted everyone else, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find in myself to do it. Even though I knew they weren't real, they were still my friends, and I loved them all. And I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm going to do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. And if I really love you, then... Things appear to be back to normal so far. Except no Monica. Gonna up that a little. If the game wants me to replay it, right, there's no loadable games. Oh right, help takes you out. Okay, fine, whatever, just go back in. No, what have I done? Settings. Full screen. Thank you. Okay. On the one hand, if the game wants me to replay the whole damn thing, A, no. B, I could do that. But on the other hand, what if I miss stuff that's different? Let's just start a new game. It's an ordinary school day like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friends groups walking to school together. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. What advice did I give her? Hey, Frobor. Well, there already is one girl. That girl is Sayori, my neighborhood good friend since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day, and recently we picked up that habit once again. Frobor, are you proud of me? Eh? For what? You know, for waking up on time. She's getting a little too southern. Well, you've been doing that for a while now. Uh-huh. Oh, that is different. But you never even said anything about it. Even though we walked to school together every day. Well, yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say out loud. Come on, please. It's good motivation. Fine, fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Frobor, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not. I start to say what I always do, that I'm not interested in joining any clubs. Something tells me that Sayori would take more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her that clubs are a waste of time when she's starting a club of her very own? Actually, yeah, I think I've decided on a club. Really? Which one? Tell me! I think I'll keep it a surprise. Boo. You meanie. Be patient, you'll find out soon enough. I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl, but I started to realize that in a way I envy her. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation. Let's see. I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me. Hello? Ah! Frobor? What are you doing here? Well, I glanced around the room. Ha! So you're the Frobor that Sayori's always talking about? Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Fobor. We're the Literature Club. I hope you enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's gonna think we're really strict or something. Sorry, Natsuki. The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one. Despite her size? I don't know. In my experience, it's not uncommon. I mean, obviously, lots of exceptions, but it's not uncommon for petite women to have to make more noise to be heard, while tall women get judged and kind of become more self-effacing as a way to to counteract that. Obviously, there are more exceptions than there are, like, insofar as there is a relationship between height and personality, which there really, really isn't. Honestly, it shows up more in fiction than in reality. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, there's no despite there, because this is a work of fiction. That's how fictional characters always are. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you. Working? Fobor, don't tell me. You're... That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. The Literature Club. Sayori's eyes light up. No way! No way! Ah! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey. Heh. Well, if Sayori is this happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah! After all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry. Everyone sit down at the table, okay? How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Woo! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! Wow, those look amazing. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. I mean, if it has any flavor other than sugar, it's probably homemade. Store-bought icing is garbage. If you go to a grocery store with a decent bakery or an actual bakery, you can get icing that tastes like something other than sugar. But yeah, this is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything. As Natsuki strolls to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess? Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri? That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Fobor, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. Okay. Is it just gonna continue like this, or is something gonna, happen that's different? Because this feels like the first boring-ass couple of sessions I played. Yeah. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common. Hey, Yuri. Huh? Well, about, the first thing he said. Manga. That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. Don't just say it. For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it. Besides, manga is literature too, So if Frobor wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. We could take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Frobor? Maybe. Sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in. Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun. And we'll all get to know each other a little bit better, too. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. Then as for Yuri... I have to read manga? Jeez, you were the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. I genuinely believe that it's good to read lots and lots of different things, including stuff that's often dismissed as trash. I think it is equally self-limiting to only read comic books and only read, dead old white guy literature. Those are equally limiting. If you you like what you like, but every once in a while, reading something that's outside of your normal space can be really nice. It can open up new avenues and introduce you to new kinds of books. My girlfriend loans me a lot of books. She's a huge reader, and she's gotten me to read some things that I would never have picked up on my own. Of the books she's given me that I've liked the most, it's pretty plausible that I would have eventually gotten to The Power and After On myself. And those were both really good. But on the other hand, based on the cover description, The Nyx is so far outside of my normal reading. The first chapter is a college professor, a middle-aged college professor having a midlife crisis, standard stuff that, just the stuff that gets parodied on Tumblr as white dude literature. That's what the first chapter read like. But I gave it a shot, and it ended up being pretty good. She also, another genre I never read is mystery detective novel type stuff. And she loaned me The Killer Wore Leather because it's set in a convention, and I'm familiar with how conventions work, even though this was a very different kind of convention than I had ever been to. And that was really fun. I recognized most of those characters because conventions tend to have the same kinds of politics as each other, And so, even though this was a very different kind of convention than like the fan conventions I'm used to, this was a kink convention that the murder mystery was set in. I still recognized a lot of these characters as the kinds of personalities that you get at conventions, and it was like simultaneously really funny and a good like mystery story. Yeah, like those are not genres I would normally have read, but I enjoyed them a lot. So, like, every once in a while, it's worth it to go outside your normal domain and try something that's different. Anyway, you should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize. With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself, I'm sorry for disrespecting your interests, Natsuki. If you're into it, then it's a worthy form of literature. Are you just saying that? No, I've realized my error. So if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay? Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting. Just you? Would you like to come along with me? If you don't mind. Not at all. Okay, if these two hook up, I take back everything I said about this being boring. Because they've got a fun dynamic between them. It's probably the least boring character relationship in the game. They're like slight rivalry, and they'd be really cute together. I always go alone, so yeah, me too. This is so cute! Sayori, shut up! I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes, I look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food. I guess the meeting's over, huh? Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along. Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Frobor. You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you. Oh, sorry, that's a me line. Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Sayori. Frobor, don't say something like that, it's embarrassing. Although that does leave me with Sayori, who's the least interesting character. But, fine. Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine. We're gonna make it the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Frobor, I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything. But the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monica. Oh ho, the meta begins. That's right. I know everything that she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, Frobor. I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know about all of the awful things that Monica did to make everyone really sad. But none of that matters anymore. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this with you. Forever and ever. I love the way it's glitching into the background from when Monica deleted everything else. Or ever. That's my mouse pointer. What's happening? That's it happening. Yep, Monica coming in from the void. Ooh, it hurts. I'm sorry. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, Frobor. Goodbye, Literature Club. Ask us.
Can you hear me?
Holy shit, there's voice acting now.
Hi, it's me. So, how I've been, practicing piano and stuff? And not really any good at it yet, at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you, because I worked really, really hard on it. So, yeah.
This is weird. Okay, it's the main thing.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway.
I don't remember that. Oh wait, no, I do remember that image.
When I can't even read my own feelings,
Everything gets deleted.
what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all?
Oh yeah, when things got a little steamy. I don't remember that.
Does my pen only write better words for those who Is it wrong if I take your is it love if I set you free?
Yeah, I don't remember any of these Sayori images at all. Guess I missed stuff? Ah, it's the little chibi ones. Oh, there's finally a Monica one. I don't think there ever was one before.
Flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality? If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat, what do you call love in your reality? And in your
Special thanks, Monica and Frobor.
I don't know how to
Nice.
love you.
And the game is just deleting.
I'll leave you be.
This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand. The Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality, a reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all of the club members, and most of all, thank you for being a part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monica. Wow. And that appears to be it. Huh. Well. Huh. That, that gave some interesting things to think about. Steam wants my attention about something. It also doesn't seem to want to tell me what. Oh, it's updating. Wow. Okay. So that was Doki Doki Literature Club. What do I want to say about it? Was not the best game I've played. Nowhere near the worst game I've played ever. Nowhere near. I've played some real stinkers in my day. But probably the worst game I've Let's Played. I just don't like visual novels. I'm sorry. Even when they have an interesting story, I still feel like they combine the worst parts. Like, every medium of storytelling has strengths and weaknesses. There are things that novels are good at that other mediums aren't good at. There are things that comics are good at that others aren't good at. There are things that movies are good at that other things are good at. And there are things that games are good at that other things aren't good at. The problem to me with visual novels is that it's like they're trying to force either a game to do stuff that novels are good at and games aren't, or a novel to do stuff that games are good at and novels aren't. The result is enough interaction that I'm not just freely employing my imagination and going at my own pace. I am the way I would be with a novel. I'm interacting with it, and therefore, like, it's a task, but without the, little Pavlovian rewards that video games give you for playing them. The result is basically just a really inefficient novel with some illustrations. It's not... I mean, words and illustrations, talking about like that sounds like I'm describing something akin to a comic, but it's really not. Comics can do a lot of stuff with space and time that other media can't do. You can use panel layouts in a comic to convey senses of space and to distort the sense of space in ways that no other medium quite can. And you can also use the panel layouts to affect the reader's sense of the flow of time, to make things seem to be speeding up or slowing down in ways that, to an extent, movies can do by cutting more quickly, but quick cuts are disorienting in a way that playing with panel layouts isn't. So, yeah. It's an interesting concept, but it doesn't feel like it has a ton to say, so much as it has a sense of what it wants me to feel kind of creeped out and okay, but there's a lot of fluff to get to the creepiness, and yet at the same time, that fluff is too generic to make me really care about the characters. I'm being very harsh on it. I freely admit that. It's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. Like I said, it's far, far, far from the worst game I've played, and compared to the exactly one other visual novel that I've played... Actually, wait, no. I've played two other visual novels, and one of them was actually really good. Hatoful Boyfriend is amazing. That is clever and witty enough and weird enough to make up for the shortcomings of being a visual novel. The other one is Higurashi, where I love Higurashi's story. I I really enjoy the anime, even though visually it's kind of garbage and it has a lot of moe elements that I strongly dislike, but I still enjoyed enough to watch it. But the Higurashi visual novel, I attempted to play it. I did not get far before I gave up in basically disgust and boredom. You know, that said, there's plenty of whoa. My own voice sounds way different without the headphones. There's stuff to be said about this game. You know, it is doing some interesting stuff of playing with the medium that other games don't do. But that those games I've played which do that stuff tend to do better. I mean, Stanley Parable it ain't. And it's dealing with some of the same themes of, like, free will and choice. Monica references the world of infinite choices, and the thing, of course, a video game isn't. In a video game, you have the choices that the developers let you have, which in this game is almost none. That's actually one of the things I dislike about visual novels as a medium, is there's way too much of clicking the same button over and over. Because there's no choice, you're just clicking through the dialogue forever. At least, like, I mean, JRPGs have that to an extent, but they've also got bits where you're controlling your character, or characters, so it doesn't bother me as much there. Visual novels, that's the only thing you do. Like, occasionally you get to click a choice between a couple of options. They're just, yeah. But, of course, it leads to the question of how much choice do we actually have in our daily lives? How much choice do we let ourselves have? What's the price of our choices? And is it sometimes better to choose destruction over being trapped in a bunch of bad choices? You know, if you've watched my vlogs or read my writing, I don't think it's come up as much in Let's Plays, but I have pretty revolutionary far-left sensibilities. And when I say far-left, I don't mean what the right calls far-left, which is the center and anything left of center. I mean far-left. I mean our society has insufficient freedom of choice and should be destroyed. And by freedom of choice, I do not mean freedom to choose what to buy, because we got plenty of that. That's not a real freedom. Life has a lot of that. It has a lot of, you're told you have a choice, but your choice is between bad option 1, bad option 2, and bad option 3. And you're expected to choose one of the three instead of to question the circumstances of the choice, to question the systems that present that as your choice, and to question what is out there that you could delete. Ultimately, Monica self-destructs and takes the game with her, which is definitely an interesting ending. I know, because again, I looked some stuff up. I did not look up what the endings consist of, but I did look up how to get them. Because I was sure that couldn't be it. And I do know there's at least one other ending where you can, like, reinstall the game and mess around with settings and stuff. And if you do things exactly right, you can get, like, the best ending where all the characters exist and everyone is happy. I'm not going to attempt it because I just don't care enough. You know, Undertale presented us with these simple programmatic characters and then gave them enough energy and quirk and put all of them in circumstances that they were trying to change. Some more obviously than others, but every character in that is trying to change who they are and what their role is. And that makes us root for them, that makes them appealing, even though they are, when it comes down to it, very simple characters. They don't have a lot of depth or complexity to them, except what we read into them because of the fact that they're trying to change their circumstances. Doki Doki Literature Club, the characters are just programmatic. Ironically, given that Monika's whole thing is trying to break out of the program. But they really are these very generic, flat characters, and that makes it just really hard for me to engage with it. You know, Stanley Parable also had pretty flat characters, two of them, if you can even count the player character as a character, one and a half of them. But it was doing complicated philosophical stuff with its interface screws. I don't feel like Doki Doki Literature Club was. I feel like it was just screwing with the interface to be mildly creepy. And I don't know, like, that it had that much of interest to really say to me. I know it's immensely popular. Obviously, it speaks to other people a lot. But for me, it just kind of doesn't. Anyway, I figured I'd end this video, which is now 43 minutes long, which is longer than I intended for it to be, talking about some of the ways I want to change the format of how I do these. And part of that is making shorter videos, ironically enough. 43 minutes is a pretty typical length for my old videos, but I want to shift to doing shorter videos so that I can do more stuff. The other change that's coming is I am going to Let's Play things that I feel like Let's Play. In the past, I've taken a lot of suggestions, but I now have like a stack of games I want to play that I have not played. So I'm going to start doing those. I may also, this is way off, this is months off at least, but I may try to get something with a capture card so that I can start playing some console games, like Let's Playing them. But if I do, that's a while off. For now, I'm going to stick to PC games because those are easier to capture the game footage from, basically. But yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this. Again, it was not terrible. I don't regret playing this. It just was hyped up to me, and it didn't really live up to the hype, but at the same time, I didn't really expect it to, because it's a visual novel. And that's just not a genre that does it for me. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time with whatever game I play next. Bye!